Hi YouTube! So, on the workbench today, I have a new undercarriage for the Volvo EC550. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and finally I was able to do it. A friend of mine is building a new hydraulic EC550, and I said to him, hey, let's do a new undercarriage because the old one is from 2019 or something. It's an old, ugly design. So I've designed a new one, as you can see here, and it's got steel plates incorporated into the design, which will make it both stiffer and more durable. And this upgrade will be uploaded to Cults 3D for everyone who already has a EC550 who wants to upgrade the undercarriage. So even the drive motors for the sprockets, they are bigger and they are much stronger. So this is a good upgrade for the machine in all kinds of ways. In this video I was planning to show you how to put it together because it's a little puzzle. There's quite a few plates here, and I hope that this is as heavy as predicted. I even got some metal tracks from AliExpress. Now, believe it or not, but these are pretty cheap. I bought them complete. There's 100 links in here, and I got them for like maybe $100, including shipping. So these are very cheap, and they look great, and they even come pre-assembled. They've got these E-clips bolts on them, and yeah, I've already cut them down or taken off these links because they need to be this long. So let's go ahead and assemble this thing, and you can see what I mean once it's finished. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to assemble the rollers. It's really simple. So this is a M5 by 35 millimeter screw, and you push it in here. You insert a 5 millimeter bearing onto here, and then you take one of these spacers like this, and then you take another 5 millimeter bearing like this, so that's one of the rollers complete. Now I'm going to do this on all of these, and I'll be back. So I ran into a slight problem. So when you're going to install the last two of these rollers near the motor, you have to actually move the motor out of the way because I couldn't get the screw in. However, you should probably mount the motors after the rollers. So my mistake, sorry. So all the rollers are now in place. And now I'm going to mount the top rollers. And in order to do that, I will be using M5 by 30mm screws. So you take a 5mm bearing, put it on like this. Then you take one of these. This is a top roller spacer. And then another bearing. And then you go ahead and mount them on the chassis. So I'll do that with the other two, and you want these to sit kind of like in the middle of this. So this is the front idle wheels, and as you can see, I have already pressed in the bearings. So these are 5mm bearings. So you'll need a 5mm rod, which is 28mm long. And you take this. So this is the track tension piece. You put the wheel inside it. And you take the rod, slide it in there, like this. And now you will need this. This is a M4 threaded rod. And it will be 125mm long. And you'll need a lock nut on the end. And make sure that the lock nut prevents this rod from hitting the wheel. So the rod goes in like this. And then we put these springs on. So these springs are the same springs as they use on 3D printer beds for leveling the beds. And they are very cheap and easy to find. So I'm using 5 springs on this. I think it keeps a good tension on the tracks. And then on the inside here, you can see there's a hole. So all the springs should go inside that hole, like this. And then there's a groove here for this tensioner to go in. And you don't have to fasten this rod for the tensioner, because once you tension the tracks, this will go back and hide the rod, so it will stay in place. Right now though, I'm going to take this off for now, and we will mount it once we put on the tracks. And we have the drive sprocket here, and I won't be putting a set screw on it yet, because my friend wants to paint this and he probably wants to take this off. But I'll just leave it on the motor like this, so we can test fit the tracks on this. And also you want the sprocket to be just in the middle of this piece. You can look for the hole on the chassis. Let's see here. So there's a hole in here. You can see it right here. It's there because if you are unfortunate and forget to take off the supports in your slicer, the hole for the springs will be filled with the supports, and then you can use our threaded rod and just stuff it in here, and then hammer out all the supports from within here and out on this end. So that's why the hole is back there. Anyway, I'm going to assemble the other side of camera, and we will have both of the running gear ready. So here we can see both of the running gear is now finished. And I wanted to say that I've made some covers for these idle wheels to hide the screws. So you just glue these in, and yeah. Alright, so I'm about to put in these screws to mount the middle piece onto the running gear. However, I wanted to say that the middle holes, you can mount long screws on the back end, but not on the front. Because if you put long screws in the middle holes here on the front, you will actually hit the springs inside. So I'm just going to put these screws on all four corners like this and ignore the middle holes. So for the center top plate here, there's two different versions. So one is for the steel slew ring and the other is for the 3D printed slew ring. And the steel slew ring is thinner in diameter, so this hole is smaller for this. So the undercarriage is almost complete, and I gotta say it looks fantastic. And I'm about to mount the tracks to it to give it the complete look. So here you can see that the profile is a lot slimmer and it's got a lot more ground clearance than the earlier versions. So yeah, let's mount on the tracks. So I'm going to try to put on this E-clip now, and as you can see, it's going to be fun. So here we go, guys. The undercarriage is now finished, and I didn't mount the sprockets yet, or I didn't put the set screws in, so we can roll it around. So it's really heavy, and I'll take this upstairs and see how much it weighs. So apparently this thing weighs 8.3 kilograms. And for those wondering, that's almost the same weight as my entire D6 dozer. This is 9.2 kilograms without the battery, and this is 8.3 without any excavator on it. Which is a lot more than I actually thought, so which is a good thing. You want the wake to be as low as possible on an excavator. So, and for those who wonder, there's 47 track pads on each side. So when you ordered the 100 pieces, you get 6 plates left over. So this concludes the Excavator undercarriage build, and this is, as I said, for the Volvo EC550 model that I sell on Cults, but I will be modifying this to make it fit the Cat 349 and 352 as well. So when I upload this on Cults 3D, this will be a standalone upgrade for the Volvo, and in the future I'll add the undercarriages for the Cat in the same package. So when you buy one, you get them all. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.